Welcome back to the Angus Report. I'm joined today by two familiar faces here in the studio, Dr. Dan Moser of Angus Genetics Incorporated and Dr. Kent Andersen of Zoetis. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about GeneMax Advantage, and while you've been on the show before to talk about this, there's some updates as well. First of all, Dan, talk about the Advantage product and what it is.
Sure, Crystal. GeneMax Advantage is the most powerful genetic tool for replacement heifer selection in the beef industry. It's comprehensive in the traits that it describes, everything from ranch traits like weaning weight and cow fertility, as well as feedlot traits like performance and carcass performance on the rail. And so GeneMax Advantage allows producers to select for a large suite of traits to find the most profitable replacement heifers.
That's really important in this marketplace right now. Talk about some of the updates that were made in 2016 to GeneMax Advantage.
Sure, Crystal. First, I'd like to thank Angus breeders for their adoption of the I50K and HD50K technologies. It's really that adoption that has enabled us to build GeneMax Advantage and add to its predictive power. And so earlier this year, we used the version 5 of the I50K to refresh GeneMax Advantage. So there's brand new marker effects for all the predictions. We also updated the economic assumptions. And now, Dan, I believe animals are benchmarked against a reference population of 37,000 animals, so that was expanded as well. And then probably the most exciting addition is that we began, through our partners at Angus Genetics Inc., to report individual trait predictions for 5 maternal-oriented traits and for then 5 feed yard and carcass-oriented traits. So those are generally the traits that drive the indexes, and so there's really more information in the product than ever before. And it also includes the sire match to HD and I50K tested bull batteries. So it's a neat, powerful tool for commercial replacement heifer selection, breeding, and to inform feeder cattle marketing.
And so from a producer level, that just ultimately means better selection capabilities, correct?
Precisely. They can more dependably select those females that are going to be profitable cows, as well as produce feeder calves that are going to be more efficient, both in the feed yard as well as on the rail. And so it's a really multifaceted product.
Dan, walk us through a specific example of how a producer would use GeneMax Advantage.
Crystal, I think it's important for producers to note that the genomically enhanced EPDs on the sires they purchase will kind of predict the average level of the scores they'll see when they test their heifers, but there's going to be tremendous variation within a group of even half-sibling heifers in terms of their genetic potential. And it's often things that a producer just can't see or measure any other way. And so it's an opportunity for them to test potential replacements and learn more about their genetic potential. So it starts at whatever time that heifer selection is going to be made, that prior to that, they'll need to get a hair sample or a blood sample or perhaps a tissue sample with an Allflex tissue sampling unit and send that in along with their order. When they get the results back, then they'll have a very comprehensive description of each of those heifers' genetic potential, and they can decide which ones best fit their goals and their operation to enhance their profitability.
So Kent, how much does the product cost?
So GeneMax Advantage is $39. And also again in 2017, I'm happy to communicate that we have a program whereby users of the Cedar estrus synchronization product can get, I think, $27 or so per bag of 10 cedars that is then applicable towards the price of GeneMax Advantage testing. So it's a great marriage between the genomic and genetic technologies with the reproduction technologies to allow commercial users of Angus Genetics the best access possible to superior Angus genetics.
Excellent. And so Dan, where can people go to learn more about GeneMax Advantage?
Crystal, there's 2 websites. One is angus.org and another one is genemaxadvantage.com. And at either of those sites they can learn more about the product, get some documents about the features of the product and also the ordering information if they'd like to use that in their operation.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining us. That's all the time we have today. If you'd like to learn more, visit the websites, as Dan had mentioned, and we'll return after this.